You're listening to Empire of Rust, the world's first and only Transformers RPG podcast. Join the fight as Carapace, Rex, Magnum, Wildstrike, and Sweet Spot fight their way through Iacon's underworld against criminal empires and a movement determined to bring an end to the Cybertronian Confederation.
Welcome to the very first episode of Transformers Empire of Rust, the world's first and only Transformers RPG podcast. My name is Michael Ordway, also known as Snazzy Mike from the Transmissions podcast, and I'm going to be your game master for this campaign. Some of you are new to the idea of RPGs, or tabletop role-playing games, but I think most of you know about the Transformers. This podcast is going to combine those two worlds into the first Transformers role-playing game and the first time anyone has turned it into an actual play podcast. So what's a role-playing game? It's a collaborative storytelling game in which the players, led by a GM, me, creates characters and goes on adventures in a sci-fi or fantasy world. The players interact with friendly allies, fight enemies, and discover the story of the campaign as they explore the world around them. These worlds can take any form from fantasy to modern to sci-fi, some of the more famous ones being Dungeons & Dragons, Shadowrun, and Pathfinder. There have been several Transformers-themed RPGs released since Transformers first premiered. Most of them are home-brewed sets of rules that fans have put together to recreate their favorite characters in tabletop form. Mechagenesis, Battle Changers, Giant Guardian Generation, and even the Transformers trading card game are all examples of tabletop games in the Transformers universe. For this game, we're going to be using a couple of systems. The base game is Starfinder, which is published by Paizo, the same studio that puts out Pathfinder. Starfinder is going to be responsible for all the ground rules of the campaign: movement, combat, and leveling up characters. The various classes that players can choose from is based off of Mechamorphosis, a gamebook published for the D&D 3.5 system by a company called Horizon, and modified to run with the Starfinder rule set. Lastly, the campaign is going to be set in the IDW Transformers comic universe, shortly before the events of the First Strike miniseries. We'll see plenty of familiar characters and get introduced to new ones as the players navigate the political unrest of post-war Cybertron. Most of the players are new arrivals on Cybertron, having come from the colony worlds, and will learn about Cybertron's history at the same time you do. Guys, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Hello, my name's Matt. I've been role-playing for about 25 years plus. In this game, I'm playing the team of Magnum and Pythagoras. Magnum is what's called an augmented, which means a headmaster. His head, when he turns into his alternate form, is a separate transformer of his own. Pythagoras is the head. He's a scientist. Scientist is basically what it sounds like. There's a lot of skills in physical analysis, and he can also do repair work. For the roles, Magnum is basically an investigator. He can good at questioning people, interrogation, finding clues, assessing a situation, noticing details that are important. On the other hand, complementary side, Pythagoras is got very concrete knowledge to be able to analyze physical evidence, anything that involves sort of scientific analysis, use of technology, computers, that sort of thing. He's probably also going to end up as the party's healer, because he is capable of repairing other bots. There are a couple of reasons why I ended up on these particular characters. Magnum, I remembered Wreck-Gar from the original Transformers movie and how he'd been absorbing Earth commercials for so long, that's the only way he could speak. So I'd sort of wondered what would happen to a Transformer who had been stuck watching nothing but Earth crime TV TV shows, detective shows, police shows for about 50 years. It'd also be an interesting challenge for me to play someone who isn't necessarily polite or nice to everyone. He has a very cynical, hard-boiled aspect to him. I tend to play characters who are very gregarious and helpful, and so this will be an interesting change of pace. As well as that, playing two characters with very different personalities is going to be an interesting challenge as well. Pythagoras is much friendlier, politer, and helpful, so I'm going to have to switch back and forth and try to maintain their own distinct personalities. Pythagoras' personality is probably going to be developing a lot more as time goes on. So I'm very happy to be part of this game.
Hello, I'm Mike and I'm playing Wildstrike. Wildstrike transforms into a jet. He's a soldier class, which focuses on combat, and he will be particularly focusing on ranged combat. He's a Decepticon from Cybertron and an idealist, believing in freedom over tyranny that the Decepticons were founded on.
Hello everyone, my name is Patrick Finn. I've been playing RPGs for about 25 years. In this Transformers game, I'm going to be playing Carapace. Carapace's theme is that of a vehicle transformer, which, as you might guess, means he turns into a vehicle. In this case, a six-legged walking tank. He is from the primitive world of Eucharis, has little interest in politics, and unlike most of his companions, is disappointed that the war is over. As a mercenary, he has hunted down Autobots, Decepticons, and neutrals alike. His role, both literally and figuratively, is the party tank. His class is Load Bearer, which means that I'm pretty much a giant robot that wears even more giant armor. It's pretty sick.
This is Rob. I'm playing Rex. He can transform into a Stegosaurus. He's from the planet Eucharis. He's also a controller, and he has 3 small followers with him. They also happen to be dinosaurs: a raptor, a pteranodon, and a triceratops. I decided to be this kind of character to be different from all the others I've played in other games. Usually I play a cleric or a fighter or something like that, so this is really different for me this time.
Hi, I'm Adam H.U., a veteran role player for, let's say, 30 plus years. For the Empire of Rust game, I'll be playing Sweet Spot. He's a political transformer from Velocitron, looking to further his career and pole position in his next political race. Sweet Spot transforms into a race car, as most do on Velocitron, because the whole society there revolves around speed and racing. That's the reason I wanted to make this character. I haven't played many political or pro-government characters because, well, they're boring in my opinion. The fact that political races for government offices on Velocitron are actual races makes it very interesting to me. The cool thing about Sweet Spot is his desire to change the society he's from. On Velocitron, how fast you go determines your social worth, and he wants to abolish speed discrimination. Sweet Spot is a unique character for me to roleplay because his motivations and his morality are sure to come into conflict.
As for me, I've been playing for years as both a player and a game master on a variety of systems. Mainly Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder, but it's been my dream to play a Transformers RPG, something where I could meet the characters I grew up with and explore their world. I waited for an official game to be released, but after the premiere of Starfinder in 2017, I realized that we had all we needed to make our own game. After a few months of revising and testing, we're finally ready to do this. One last thing. If you like the show, please tell all your friends and give us a rating. Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, whatever service you use. If you like it, rate it. 5 stars if you can. And with that, welcome to the first episode of Empire of Rust, the world's first and only Transformers RPG podcast.
It is the year 2015. The war is over. Cybertron has been restored to life after millions of years of devastation. Megatron formally surrendered 3 years ago, ordering the Decepticons to stand down. But peace remains an elusive goal. Now, the Autobots and Decepticons are forced to live side by side as thousands of neutral bots and others from the long-lost Cybertronian colonies return to resettle their ancient homeworld. Together, representatives from each colony joined with Cybertron's Titan-chosen ruler Starscream in an alliance to form the Council of Worlds. As Earth's ambassador, former Autobot leader Optimus Prime drives Cybertron's efforts to prepare the human race to join the Council as the newest member of the Cybertronian Confederation.
So you are surrounded by thousands of other Transformers, Cybertronians, former Autobots, former Decepticons, neutrals, colonists that have come to visit, and you are in the middle of the induction ceremony for Earth into the Cybertron Council of Worlds.
There were 13 originally, but we're not naming that many. There's just Junkion, Camion, Velocitron, Eucharis, Earth, and Cybertron.
Division is another one that was just known as from. Carcer is essentially a Titan city. That's a colony that is floating in, that is flying in orbit above Cybertron.
Okay.
So Cybertron, Velocitron, Caminus, Eucharis, Division.
Were they like Moonbase 1, kind of?
It's an actual ship.
Oh, okay. But it's like a big city-sized ship.
It's essentially it's Metroplex and a colony had kind of started there, but they never settled on a planet.
Okay.
So think of it like a big flying city.
So what, they just get up into orbit and say, oh, this is good enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where do we want to go? I don't know.
Lazy explorers.
That's kind of like moving to your mom's garage.
They were like further out, like beyond Cybertron's orbit, like over elsewhere in the galaxy. But when contact was established with the other colonies, it was also established with Carcer, and Carcer decided to fly back home.
Are there more than one of those things?
Each colony is supposed to have a Titan as its core, as its heart. Partly as transportation to get all the colonists there, and potentially as a base. Huh. In Caminus, the Titan was disassembled and used to build the actual cities on Caminus.
So he effectively was killed?
Essentially, yeah. On Velocitron, the Titan still lives, and it's the major city that is
running around the world
through the fields.
Yep. I had the pleasure of carrying on a 3-sentence conversation with him about 300 years ago. It was moving. And so was he.
I'm sure you don't know, but the name of that Titan is Navitas. Navitas. On the dais up front, Icon Hub is like a large plaza that holds all of you. You are surrounded by buildings on all sides, and one of the Iaconian government buildings, the main government building, is kind of up to the northern side. Up on the dais, you can see representatives of all the colony planets, both delegates from each of the colony worlds. So, Carapace and Rex, you would recognize Tigatron and Airraiser, the representatives from Eucharis, and Sweets would recognize Knockout and Moonracer, the delegates from Velocitron.
Did you say Tigertron?
Tigatron.
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 And Airraiser?
And Airraiser.
Is Air Blazer also there? And Air Phaser?
Yeah, in spirit.
As a general rule, like, can Transformers detect other Transformers? Like, because theoretically, like, hey, we're walking into a building. Is it also a person? Like, can we tell if we're walking into a Transformer, or is that part of the disguise skill thing?
With a successful life science check, you can determine if it is actually a Transformer, but it is going to be opposed by their disguise skill.
Like, because it's like, if I go inside of another Transformer non-consensually, that makes me feel uncomfortable.
Makes you feel uncomfortable. I'm a government person. It'd be hard for me to gain office. Non-consensual.
Right. You make me feel uncomfortable.
Well, not for everybody.
Don't worry, they'll lock the doors if they don't want you in.
And that's okay.
Did you go in the outdoor? It's exit only. It's such a weird thing, though. Like, just to think about that. Like, if everything around you, like the street, the fucking car, like the gun you're holding, there all could be sentient somethings. It's like the concept of personhood.
Why isn't life science a skill that we all have maxed out then? You know?
I think I actually had sent that to you. Like, we're all Transformers. We all should have, like, disguise.
Is a class skill for all of you.
It is. Yep. Okay. Do we get, like, plus 10 at the thing that we are?
As long as it fits the environment. So if you turned into a plant and you just transform in the middle of this big metal area, it's not going to work.
You'd stand out. Like, right.
If you turned into a Cybertronian car on Earth, you would also stand out.
Right.
So as long as your form matches the environment, then yes. I forget the number. I think it's like a plus 10 or plus 20 to the check.
I was going to say, what if I, like, spray camouflage as me as a tank in the jungles of Eucharis, whatever it is. Yeah.
Ooh, that's edgy. I don't know if I'd have the brass trailer hitch to repaint myself.
Velocitronians are kind of vain.
You think?
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
That's not why.
We have several other reasons. And the list is growing.
As the crowds are kind of milling about, Starscream comes on stage, and all of you know Starscream. He is the elected ruler of Cybertron.
What?
Do you vote for him?
No.
I don't want to hear that.
He's a jet. He had to have won the race.
Okay, just because.
Yeah,
all right, I forgot about your thing. So he's not Ghost Dust. Okay. Is Megatron still alive then?
Megatron is still alive. He had actually surrendered a few years ago, and he was put on trial. He got a loophole in the law which allowed him to demand a trial on the moons of Cybertron, on Luna 2. The thing is, the Luna 2 is considered the jurisdiction of the Knights of Cybertron, essentially a mythical organization that left Cybertron millions of years ago.
Right.
So what happened is he was put on a ship with a bunch of other Autobots called the Lost Light, and they are now searching for the Knights of Cybertron because it is the only legal way that his trial can actually commence.
Well, isn't that clever?
That's why the only good lawyer is a dead lawyer.
Actually, some politician ought to rewrite that law or propose a rewrite.
So Starscream was elected by people from both sides?
Yeah.
Pro-shrieking party, no doubt.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there a version of Starscream that we don't know about? Because the one I know is a coward. And
he still is a schemer. He's not so much a coward, but he does, he will fight for Cybertron, and he will put Cybertron security first. He will try to get his own stuff accomplished as well. So he's more schemer, more conniving than he is a coward.
But he's competent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So far, so at least.
Okay.
So Starscream walks out on stage, calls for attention.
My fellow Cybertronians, Velocitronians, Eucharans, Divisians, Carcerians, and Camions, welcome to Iacon Plaza on this day, a day that will live in our history for cycles yet to come. A day where we add another colony to the growing Council of Worlds. On this day, we welcome our spiritual brethren into our council and elevate the humans of planet Earth to stand amongst us as equals. With Metro Titan, the same Titan that prophesied that I would be the one to unite Cybertron's ancient colonies, acting as our embassy on Earth, we will bring the world of humanity into the intergalactic community. Representing the many nations of Earth is Marissa Fairborn, a human who fought to defend her planet when our old war reached her world. She fought against Megatron's tyranny and Optimus Prime's misguided warmongering.
Off to the east, an explosion rings out on the buildings next to the Iacon Hub.
Ooh, fireworks. No, wait.
And on the western side, explosions ring out on that building as well. And as you look around the plaza, there are multiple explosions happening on each building that surrounds the plaza.
Okay.
Dirty work afoot.
I guess we take cover.
Take cover, yep.
Just a Michael Bay.
We're in a sequel, everybody. We're in a sequel. It's okay.
This happens. This happens every day.
You mean every bay?
The hot dog cart explodes. No reason for it, because it exploded.
Well, there was no reason for a hot dog cart anyway. Oh wait, there are humans here. I guess I gotta eat.
The Transformer who turns into a hot dog cart, for the first time in a million years, has a purpose.
I am the prophesized one.
I will draw my weapon and survey around to see where they're coming from.
Okay.
If they're getting closer.
You guys can all go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, yay. I rolled a 17, so I have a 17.
Carapace gets a 17.
I get a 19.
19.
Got a 20.
20.
Stegosaurus Rex was a 4. Found some grass in the crap.
Sweet spot. Got a 21.
Well, we did do that. We went 17, 19, 20, 21. I was just like, continue the roll.
Alright, Rex, you find some grass on the ground, and it's kind of tasty. Yeah. The rest of you are taking a look at the buildings, and you notice that there doesn't seem to be any actual people opening fire, that no one is shooting, there's no attack or anything. It just seems like the building has exploded, either from some kind of detonation, a bomb, or something like that. But it did not get hit by weapons fire.
Were the explosives designed to level the buildings or to cause damage to people?
It did not level the buildings. You would imagine, it's a little hard to tell from your vantage point, but you imagine the people next to the building probably have taken something.
Oh, but I mean, it's like if someone wanted to not level a building, they'd know how to level a building, and that wouldn't be. So people were the target in a situation like that.
One of the smaller buildings to the west did collapse, but that's likely because it's just a small building.
Right.
How's everyone else reacting?
There are screams, there are people running. We're trying to run away from the actual buildings and try to more pile into the center of the plaza. Looking up at the stage, you can see that some of the Iacon security forces have grabbed Starscream and grabbed some of the delegates and are ushering them off the stage. You can see that the security forces are coming in from the front and trying to restore order. So you have 4 options of things you can do. You can try to aid the injured. You can take a look around to determine if there are any more structural kind of weaknesses either in the plaza itself or some of the buildings around there. You can help move some debris out of the way. Or you can go and try to convince people that, hey, if nothing else is happening right at the moment, maybe don't stand over here. Maybe you want to move somewhere else.
What you'd actually do is try to look and see if anyone's acting differently than the rest of the crowd.
Okay.
Someone who knew what was going to happen might be just trying to get away towards the explosions, or not joining the general panic. It's calmer than usual, this sort of clues.
Okay.
But, I don't know if that's not an option.
No, certainly it's an option. Go ahead and do a perception roll. What's your profession?
PI?
Oh, that.
Instead?
Investigator? Yeah, sure.
Oh, Magnum.
24.
24.
Nice.
Alright, so you take a look at the crowd. There's the vast majority of the crowd is all kind of just piling away from the buildings surrounding the plaza. There's a lot of people trying to kind of skirt their way through the accesses and the streets that are heading away from it, trying to evacuate. But the plaza is fairly tightly packed, so they're having kind of trouble getting out. But as you're scanning the crowd, you don't notice anyone running in the quote-unquote wrong direction. Everyone seems to be reacting the way you would expect them to. Wild Strike, what are you going to do?
I was going to transform into the jet, fly around, and just observe the area, look for weaknesses, look for other bombs, anything suspicious, anything I can find, basically.
Give me an engineering roll.
Engineering.
I'm not going to do that. No. Are you kidding me?
Do you have anything else that would work in this case?
Perception.
Since you are flying on above, that makes sense.
Do we have a lot of proud people transforming and flying away? You'd think you'd have a swarm, you know.
Yeah, anyone who can transform into a jet or a flying vehicle of some kind has, and if they want to get out, then they're going to transform and fly off.
19.
19. And you're looking for kind of other charges and structural weaknesses, you said?
Yeah.
It's a little hard to see from the air, especially considering that there's a bunch of people kind of all running around. But you don't notice any charges on tops of the buildings. Attached to the outsides of the buildings, there are some kind of cracks running through there. There's some cracks and some damage and some debris kind of going through the ground kind of near the building. In the center of the plaza, it doesn't seem like anything is cracked, broken, whatever. Guys, what would you like to do?
I would like to determine if there are going to be any secondary charges, because like when a primary charge goes off, if you're trying to maximize fear or damage to a population, you can often predict where the people will run to and then put a secondary charge there, like in the case like don't run towards the fountain because it's going to blow up, and it's effectively like a claymore, like a giant claymore.
Or like the center of this plaza.
Right. Give me an engineering check. If you can, perception if you cannot.
They both suck. So, but one's got a +1, so I have an 18, so that's a 19. And that's engineering.
You do take a good look around the center of the plaza, trying to see if someone had maybe separated out like a panel or something like that and hidden something underneath. And it is a little tough because everyone's kind of stomping all over it and pushing you out of the way. But you don't notice anything unusual.
Okay.
Rex,
I think, will take Pteranodon out and let him fly around, looking sort of kind of like these guys did, not that I know what they're doing. If there's people coming in with guns or missiles flying in or, you know, anything suspicious or another building ready to fall down or something, you know.
give me a perception.
That's like a 6 or something. Must be a lot of smoke from the building or something in his area.
Lots of smoke. You do see a bunch of people with guns coming from the northern side of the plaza.
Does it look like, what I know, is that security people?
You have no idea. You just see a bunch of people with guns.
Okay. Well, we all have guns,
Yeah, I was just
right?
gonna say half of, like, all of the
I've got spikes on me.
Yeah. Like,
The Cybertron is like the Texas, you know, like everyone in the crowd is probably
it's like,
armed.
you know, do you have a weapon? Of course, it's required by law. And you're like, oh, right.
Is it like a group of people just milling about, or is it like people marching down from, you know, down the road?
Marching from the direction of the stage.
From the stage. To where? Towards me?
Into the crowd.
Oh, into the crowd.
That's all you get for a 6.
That's fine.
Oh, higher next time.
Maybe I will. Is that my action? That's Pteranodon flying around.
Right, I didn't know if you
Can I
wanted
help?
anything else.
I'll help aid anybody I can in any way.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Sweet spot.
All right, I got a two-parter here. First part, before the speech started, want to take a look around. Want to see if there are any other humans in the crowd, maybe here to kind of watch the ceremony going on, not just the people who were, you know, the guests of honor. I heard about these humans, never actually met any. I heard that they're pretty susceptible to damage, kind of squishy, easy to hurt. Judging from the last place I knew where any group of them were, I want to transform into a car, want to race right to them, open up my doors, tell them to get inside for their own safety.
Give me a perception check.
12.
You saw a bunch of humans up on the stage. There's no humans in the crowd. There was a section that was kind of cordoned off for them near the front. You imagine just for safety, because a lot of the bots are going to be a lot bigger than them, and if they get underfoot, switch. They wanted to avoid that. So there was a section kind of up front that was cordoned off for them. When the explosion happened, the Icon security forces went in and gathered them all up, kind of the same thought that you had, and has taken them away from the staging area. So it doesn't look like anyone else is any other humans are in this area.
Okay. Still want to go in that direction and just check on them, make sure they're all right, offer any assistance I can. Zip through the crowd.
And your first part was you wanted to do a check for the people around you during
The first part was before the speech started. I wanted to check out if there were any other humans here to watch the proceedings. So I guess all the humans that are here were actually part of the proceedings.
That's right.
So as a point of order, as our representative Velocitronian, he should probably always go first. It's like you're like a sort of swiftness where it's just like, hey, guess what? Like you just go first. Why? Well, because you're fucking fast.
I was just kind of order.
Yeah, just as like having him go last in any circumstances feels really weird.
I know, right?
Last, first, perfect.
That's fine. That makes a certain amount of sense.
I mean, you must have
every time you run.
You must have like
a
plus 10 initiative modifier, something like that. Am I right?
Yeah, no, it's in the double digits. So.
It's only 18. Don't worry.
No. That's like my piloting skill. It's not even that high.
Last first, we're all scrap eventually.
Oh wait, sorry. It's only plus 8.
Right, so it's only twice as good as me. And I have an 18 dex.
I will finish like this round going this way, but I do see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so back up to Magnum over here. Magnum, you were doing a check for suspicious characters, and you didn't see anyone suspicious around or anyone behaving wrongly. What would you like to do?
I will head towards the VIP section and see where they're headed. Keep my eyes open because they're probably going to be the targets. If there's anything else happening, maybe not, but since he's checking for the crowd, dangerous to the crowd, I'm going to see if I can see what's there's the VIPs are still even here or they're already completely gone.
For the most part, they have been removed. The delegates have been taken off the stage and brought over to a secure facility. They had plans in place in case anything did go wrong during the ceremony. Some of the lesser staff haven't been evacuated yet, but you can see they are up near the front, kind of waiting for the next round of transports to come and take them away.
Okay, well, if I can get to them, I'll ask a flunky or anybody I can get my hands on if anyone's missing, or if they know anyone's missing, or if anything's happened in any of the VIPs that nobody else knows about right now. So is everyone accounted for, I guess?
You find one of the lesser reps from Velocitron. His name is Breakdown. And he pretty much says that it's like, I don't know who's missing. I don't think anyone is. I'm pretty certain all the security forces got to everyone. I don't think I was missing them. I think we're good.
You think we're good? B.D. Gonzalez. Are you sure?
I don't know. I just saw the explosions and it's like everything was like, oh!
Calm down.
Well, his name is Breakdown.
Yeah. Nice name you got there. Alright. I'm gonna look around, alright?
Are you one of the security forces?
No. But I'm an interested party. Excuse me while I ask someone calmer.
Alright, so Wildstrike, you were checking for like structural integrity and damage and for bombs. What would you like to do next?
So you said that I noticed some cracks on the ground
near the buildings.
I'll go down and I'll make sure nobody's near there. I'll kind of usher people away from that section. And any of the cracks in the buildings that I saw, keep people away from those, just in case they do start to fall.
Okay. Make a diplomacy check.
Uh-huh. I roll, but can I make it an intimidate check instead?
Sure.
Okay.
You can do that.
I'll keep the same roll. I just thought that would be better. 14.
Yeah, it must be your Decepticons, so we're kind of like, proudly showing on your shoulder there.
That's right.
They're kind of like backing away from you. What do you say to them?
The hell away from here before you get hurt.
You're just like, you draw your guns, you're like, oh, now everyone kills you. Like, so don't be the guy that's pointing guns to a crowd.
Back up!
I think I found a suspicious character. He was right next to me all the time.
Oh, that poor sad bot.
Well, you're successful. You get him to back away.
Great.
Excellent work. All right, Carapace.
Carapace is activating his reflecting armor.
Ooh, and what is that?
It is the power that I have. So we all have a level 1 power. In my case, I have reflecting armor that lasts for 10 minutes, because I'm first level, 10 minutes per level, and I can absorb and reflect up to 10 points of damage. So if another bomb goes off or if something should attack us, I will take less 10 damage. And since I'm supposed to be like this big, tough Carapace person, I thought it was an appropriate ability. But since I did not see any tracks, I didn't see anything for like secondary charges or anything like that, I will go to, if I see a building that looks like it's about to fall, as a load bearer, I will try to do exactly what my name implies.
What is a load bearer?
A load bearer is it's a transformer that effectively has like the truck or the secondary thing that I can merge with, and I have a combined form. Think Ultra Magnus for anyone who's actually, know the Transformers. But you get stronger, in my case. Stronger, faster, tougher. And I will try to support any building that might be falling down.
Faster he says.
He's going to speak encouragingly to it.
I am fast.
Sure.
Faster than my base form.
Oh, yes, of course.
When I'm in armor, I'm faster.
Relatively speaking, yes, you are faster.
So just so you know, speedy guy, I have an 18 dex.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Because, you got to balance all of that.
And my name's not top heavy, It's
bottom heavy.
He likes big buses.
Fat bottom lots, so you make the rockin' girl.
So Rex, what are you going to do on this second rank?
Can the Pteranodon give me any better information on what it sees?
You just want to take a quick look around and see what's going on?
Yeah, that's what he's up there for.
Alright, you have perception then.
That's like an 11. A little less smoke up there right now.
Are you going to aid him with the perception?
Sure, why not? Unnatural 21.
You notice the armed bots coming forward, and you recognize them as the Icon security forces, as they are coming down from the stage and dispersing to the ground, trying to regain order, or some semblance of order to this speech.
So they're not getting into firing positions.
They are not.
Okay.
It looks like they're trying to help some of the people who were injured and trying to corral some people away from the damaged areas.
So the only person that's threatening the crowd with armed weapons is Wild Strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn Decepticons. Who said that?
Half the crowd.
So sweet spot. So as you are searching through all of the searching through the crowd and searching for anyone else to help out, some bot does come up to you, and you do recognize him though. His name is Circuit. He is one of the reporters for Iacon. He's got his camera bot behind him. Sweet spot. This is Circuit with Iacon News Service. Please tell us what's going on here.
If I knew, I would certainly give you a statement. Right now, we got to help some bots out. You know anything about helping bots that have been injured? Doctoring bots, as it were?
I'm afraid I don't.
All right, you can be a nurse. Let's go over here. And I grab him by the arm, and I lead him through the crowd toward where one of the explosions happened, and see if any bots are injured that I can help out. Because I'm sure first responders are going to be in short supply.
And
wait, you're getting me involved? What's this?
Actually, I just want him to film me getting involved.
Well, I know that.
And his camera bot comes up and follows behind him and pretty much doing what you want and filming you and him helping out with the injury. All of you spend a few minutes kind of helping out, searching, trying to figure out kind of what happened, searching for some damaged areas, searching for bots to help out. Searching for suspicious characters.
Since I'm not getting anywhere with questioning people, what he would do next is transform into the sensor bay and try to run a scan of the whole area. At the same time, Pythagoras will go out and start doing medical treatment.
You have two characters.
Yes, Magnum is a headmaster, then his head is Pythagoras, who's a scientist, and he transforms into a structure which is a sensor bay.
Vending machine.
Yes, it looks like a vending machine since it's only large right now, so no one can actually go inside who's normal sized, but we'll get there.
Humans could actually work.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so yeah, you go ahead and take a scan of the area. What are you searching for specifically?
Uncharged explosives, high concentration, odd bands of communication. That doesn't seem to be search and rescue related. Sort of just take as much in as I can. Definitely if I can detect any unexploded charges anywhere too. Maybe another heavy pocket of bots who aren't in the square.
You don't notice any unusual transmissions, such as communications between like a terrorist group or cells of various people who are trying to stay in touch with each other, aside from the emergency bands. So you think that if anyone was in the vicinity doing this, they're not there anymore. It's a little harder to find unexploded munitions. Give me an engineering check. Yeah, give me an engineering check.
He doesn't know engineering. I guess he really has no idea what to look for when it comes to explosives then.
Okay. You can hear debris falling inside buildings. Not a lot of it, not like a building's coming down, but certainly some parts of it that haven't kind of fallen. I guess pieces are shaking and falling down.
Given enough time, if he doesn't detect anything suspicious, he will switch his scan to trying to determine if there are bots inside buildings that are compromised that might be trying to get out. More or less listening for them.
So as you're doing this, a bot comes up to the five of you. It's a bot that some of you recognize. It is Ironhide. All five of you.
There's actually 10 of us, just because he's 2 people and he's 4 people.
Well, Pythagoras probably wouldn't be with us at the moment.
Everyone at the table.
Just saying.
It's confusing.
Yeah. This is the first time we've addressed this. It's like, oh, we're actually a bigger party than we seem.
Damn it, Rex, transform back so it's simpler.
Rex, you have 3 bots with you? What's going on here?
I have 3 little dinosaurs that work with me and help me with extra eyes and ears and that kind of stuff.
They transform into a part of you?
Yeah, like my spikes and my column.
And what's your alt mode?
Stegosaurus.
So are they the spikes at the end of the tail or the plates?
They're the ones that's sticking into your side right now.
So the spikes.
So Ironhide comes in and orders a number of the couple of security bots and a few of the people who are kind of just standing around, like looking, helping out. He kind of points to them and says,
"You 3, head to the northern building. There might be survivors in there."
Comes up to you 5, says, you, and you, that building there, go.
Do you want me to stop doing what I'm doing, sir?
Damn it, I am a building.
Yeah, I'm like, no, he is a building. I'm holding up a building.
Is that actually a good building for them to go in? Or is there a better building to help people?
All of them are kind of in the same shape, but as you're
people-wise, though.
For it, you do detect that there are probably a couple survivors making some noise in there.
Hey, Joker, this building, and this building are the ones where people are in. All right, get it done. And I guess I'll turn back and head over there.
Thank you. We'll get people on it right away. You 5, head into that one.
Don't worry, Ironhide. We'll take care of this. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not actually needed to hold this building up?
You gonna try letting go?
No. But
what are you holding up the wall?
I think I am.
You got time to lean, there's time to clean.
Oh, I like this guy.
As far as I know, I'm actually holding this building up from collapsing. So until I'm told otherwise, I'm going to hold it up.
You can tell that it's whatever he's doing is not actually holding it up.
It's fine. I think you can do. You two you can separate.
Okay, thank you.
It's like, oh wait, no, never mind.
All right, you found a sense of humor.
Vending machine is tough, man.
Yeah.
You have to be when everyone kicks you and shakes you.
And with that, I'm going to transform into a car and zip on over to the building I told me to get into. Make sure I'm yelling as I enter for people to exit the building who can exit the building. Come on now, out this way. We got folks that need to get in here and help other bots out. Give us some space.
Is anybody caught under rubble?
No one that you can tell from the outside. The building is about 7 or 8 stories tall. So go ahead and put yourselves on the map that I have just drawn for you. Put yourselves outside the main door of the building.
Can I be inside or no?
You can be in the first square exactly if you want. What do you want to do? How do you want to handle this?
Maybe I should go in right in the middle and do a scan and try to locate the people better.
That sounds good.
And then the rest of you guys can follow. Anybody have comm links? Because I have one.
I do.
Think we should link up?
Communication-wise.
Sure, we can do that. I love to communicate. Communication is the only thing I do faster than driving. And talking.
I'll transform into a little building.
Building within a building.
A little teeny building. Pythagoras can do the footwork for me.
How high up in this building was the initial explosion?
5th floor?
That's where we should go first.
So, sweet spot. When you first enter the building, you do notice a bot near the stairs on the floor.
Alrighty. Calling out, hey, come on, gotta get out, gotta make way.
Bot is not moving.
That's gonna be a problem. I will rush over to him and check him out. Is he whole?
Yes, he is whole.
How many holes does he have?
But he's not conscious.
He is not conscious, and he does actually have a couple of holes.
Like, are they supposed to be their holes, or are they...
Nope.
Like he's not like a pincushion-a-con or something like that?
Donor-con.
It looks like damage.
Like from an explosion or from, like, spears?
You don't see any spears.
Okay.
But you're going to have to make a medicine check if you want to get any more information on that.
Medicine, you say?
Medicine, yes.
Not really my forte.
Pythagoras will check him out to see he's still alive and stabilize him.
Medicine check?
23?
He is definitely dead. Not from debris, though. It looks like there was a blaster wound.
This man's been shot.
I'm looking at the Decepticon that was holding guns outside earlier.
You were the first one in the room.
You're right.
Politician.
I was the first one in the room. And I watch. I'm the first one up these stairs. Zip zoom.
Can I get some energon from this dude?
Yes, you can.
Well, I'm going to need some if I'm going to heal other people.
So what is that? Why do you need energon?
He's a medic, so he can use energon, cubes, whatever they are, cubes of energon presumably, to heal hit points in other bots, or himself. You can get them from recently deceased or just unconscious Transformers.
Can anyone do that?
No, just he's a scientist, and medic is a special ability that you can have for a scientist. I mean, well, any scientist can take energon and use it to give people boosts, but you need to take one of the class abilities to do hit point damage.
Can that do stamina points as well, or only hit point damage?
As far as I know, just hit points.
The rest of you staying outside, or are you going to venture in as well?
I'm going in. Has the vending machine told us where people are in the city, in the building?
But I do...
What's your name again, I'm sorry?
Magnum.
Magnum, right. Oh, because you're a private investigator. Perfect.
And I do a scan of the interior.
Give me a perception check.
Do you have a handsome mustache?
Just a mustache.
It's not like another Transformer.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm a headmaster. I'm also a mustache master. Mustacher.
27 perception.
Just a marker.
Mustache.
Mustache feeling.
The 27, you can tell that there's at least one survivor. There could be more. So as you're kind of listening in and doing your scan of the building, you can see that there are about 2 bodies, or I should say 2 bodies of Transformers. About 2 per floor. The one that could be alive or moving is up on the 3rd floor.
Get up to the 3rd floor. There's something moving around up there.
Already on the 2nd.
But watch yourself. Something moving might be the one that put the holes in the sky.
It's easy to watch myself. I have mirrors.
How special.
And this building has windows and such.
It will have windows on the front, at the front of the hallway, but this right here, these walls are next to other buildings, so.
I'll fly up to the 3rd floor and jump in the window.
So the layout of each floor is pretty much the same.
Are there any holes in the ceiling from the structural damage from the explosion?
Not that you can tell, but there might be once you
get higher.
So Wild Strike, you said you wanted to transform, fly up to the 3rd floor, and jump in the window.
Yep.
It is going to be a little tight maneuvering because you're flying into a building, so give me a piloting check, please.
28.
You land inside the hallway on the 3rd floor, and you see one of the doors. See that one of the doors on the side there is open.
I'll radio into everybody, let them know I'm on the 3rd floor. There's one door open, I'm heading in there.
We're gonna run up these stairs. He's here.
So up the stairs, onto the 2nd floor. Are you, was Sweet Spot doing anything on the 2nd floor, or just gonna head straight up?
According to the comms, I was told to head up to the 3rd floor, and so that's where I'm going.
Pythagoras will follow him as closely as he can. Pythagoras.
Hey there, little bot.
Magnum will obviously stay on the 1st floor.
My name's Sweet Spot, by the way. I know that we didn't get a chance to meet before. I know it's not really the greatest time. I figure this stairway is taking long enough. You know what this building needs? This building needs a circular ramp going all the way up. That'd make things a lot faster.
That's a good idea. And you could slide down, too.
I suppose you can.
Nice to meet you. My name's Pythagoras.
All right. Oh, look at that. We're at the 3rd floor.
He's going to make sure he has his arc pistol ready.
So what is Rex and what is Carapace going to do? Are you guys staying on the 1st floor, or are you going to head up to the 3rd floor?
I'm going up the 3rd floor, I guess, since everyone else is going up. And
I'm also, I'm heading up to the 3rd floor. I'm going to either deal with the threat or carry bodies down.
Or both.
Web Magnum will communicate the locations of anybody else he detects too, with the advice that they're not moving right now. So I have everyone have as much information as possible.
Wildstrike gets into the room, and you notice a bot kind of cowering in the corner.
It's gonna be such a scene when we run in.
Say, hey, building's unsafe. You need to get out.
Someone was shooting the place.
I'm gonna shoot you if you don't get out. Come on, move.
Make an intimidate check.
All we hear in the stairwell is shoot you.
I don't think he has to make an intimidate check. I'm intimidated.
19.
Yeah. He gets up and you let him out.
Yeah, shoo, go on, keep going.
He will run past Sweet Spot and Pythagoras.
Oh, Pythagoras, make a hole.
I'll let them know once he's out of the room. But I've got one moving, heading up the building. He said there were some shots fired up here. I'm gonna take a look right.
Can he just take a quick glance at him to see if he's injured on the way by, or
look at the survivor heading down?
Yeah, grab his leg or something like that.
Make a quick medicine check.
17.
He doesn't look like he was shot. It does look like he's taken a little bit of damage from some fallen debris, but nothing too significant.
But he's obviously still able to run.
You think he'd be able to make it out fairly effectively.
And the big axe sticking out of his back, it won't be a problem yet.
He's Axitron. A car with an axe in it.
You thought he turned into an axe-throwing target, right?
Targetron.
I'll tell you one thing, he's not 1,000,000 years old.
Oh no, that there is a fresh-faced bot.
Are you a pinata bot? Yeah.
The rest of you get up to the 3rd floor. You don't see anything else unusual in this room. It looks like it is a hab suite, a habitation suite, so it looks like it was essentially his apartment. There's a recharge slab on there, a desk, some communications equipment, looks like a couple of small mementos from his life.
Anybody else in here? My name's Sweet Swat, by the way. I know that we didn't get a chance to meet down on the ground. This here is my friend Pythagoras.
Nice to meet you. I'm Wildstrike.
Wildstrike, good to know. You transform into a jet, right? Or are you just really good at jumping? Because it's the 3rd floor, not many people can beat me up here.
A little of both.
Alrighty. Well, on to the next floor. Where was that again?
What did you say to him?
Told him to get out.
Okay.
No, wait, you were the idiot that was actually aiming guns at the crowd outside, weren't you?
I was keeping them away from the buildings. It worked pretty well.
You're lucky not to have gotten shot yourself.
Luck has nothing to do with it.
Magnum will point them to the next nearest body or person.
You aren't picking up any more life signs? Or any more
movement?
Yeah, any more movement or any kind of clues that that something is moving along. But as you are kind of just like listening in and trying to figure out where everything is, you are able to pinpoint a number of what look like bodies to you from down there.
Alright, well, I will point out the nearest one. Nothing else is moving. We should sweep the building.
How many floors were in this building?
Total of 7.
Total of 7.
Magnum, can you detect life forms in the adjacent buildings?
Can I try?
Give it a shot.
Give it a go. Probably not. 14.
You're not getting anything through the walls, but you do know that Ironhide sent the other group into the building to the right. And you would imagine that he probably sent another group into the building on the other side as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, if you hear any combat, let us know.
You need to be warned. I'll try to use the comm link to get a hold of Ironhide and anybody else in range.
This is Ironhide.
Use extreme caution. Someone's been shooting people up in here. Your rescuers might be in danger.
We're getting the same report from the other building.
Some Joker with a trigger happy. And must be connected.
Thanks for the warning.
I don't know. I would say that try to hunt down the remaining bodies and see if they're in what shape they're in.
Carapace will start, you said the explosion was on the 5th floor, right?
Yes.
So he'll start heading towards that. I'd say I draw my weapons, but I don't need to do that because I have mounted weapons, so all of my weapons are always available.
Da-na-na.
The more you know.
That's nice to know.
Yes, it is.
What do you folks think we should start at the top, work our way down, start in the middle, work our way out?
Or whatever's closer to our current location.
Well, the closest one would be the next floor up. That's floor number 4.
Is there anybody else on this floor?
Yeah, if you open up the doors to the rooms on this floor, you will find a body in one of those rooms. And just like the one on the first floor, it looks like it has taken a couple of blaster shots.
Medicine check. 21 medicine. Alive.
Can we determine how long ago they died? Like, was it like somebody came in here, killed all the residents, then planted the bomb? Or is it like it happened after the bomb went off?
You got a 23 in your medicine check?
23 of the first one, 21 of the second one.
The blasts look very recent, within the last hour or two. You can still see kind of like some a bit of smoking, you can still see a bit of melting metal on all of this.
Could have been before the explosion, but not very long before.
Right.
Deal some energon. Taking for energon. Everyone's a donor, as far as I'm concerned.
So I guess that's like kind of like what you would do is like your scan. I'm assuming like energon is a uniquely transformer like energy signal. So like if he's just like, hey, I want to detect energon.
Yeah, but you need special sensors to actually detect energon.
And you don't have that yet.
No, that they're like really expensive and like level 12 or something. All right, well, he's defunct. Yank out the energon and we'll head. Well, I guess we'll head up. You guys are okay with it? Upwards. Try to locate the nearest.
You are currently
That was the 3rd floor, right?
Oh, well, that was quick. 4th floor, then.
Will you allow me to take points, Sweet Spot?
Sure. I suppose since there's bots that are dead from blaster fire, it makes sense. Someone as armed as you and probably proficient with said arms.
Yeah, I'm also heavily armored as well. Like
by all means.
I'm an armored bot, yeah. Like you seem to go fast, but that seems reckless, and I'm tough, and I don't know if you are.
Well, in my experience, speed is life, but to each their own. You absolutely can go first.
Maybe Pythagoras can go second, because he's going to try to treat anyone he finds.
Right.
All right, so up next floor, find anybody who's down up there.
Carapace, you get up to the 4th floor, and you see 2 bots that look dead in the hallway on the 4th floor.
I will move in defensively until I get over them. Because
defensively, what is that?
It's effectively it's a standard action where you can move up to your speed and you get +4 to your armor class. So if these guys are playing possum and they're going to take a shot at me, good luck with that. And by the time they do, I'll be on top of them and then ouch.
You get to the bots there, and no movement to them. You can see some holes in it, just like the other ones. They look dead as well.
Okay.
Right, and do some medicine checks on them. 20 and 19. I don't like the way this is going.
They are definitely dead.
Energon harvesting time.
So I'm just going to be going from like door to door, pretty much. Like if there's someone waiting to fire at us, I'm the one who's going to take the hit.
Are you going to open the doors?
Yes.
You open the doors, and on the 4th floor, the rooms are empty. It looks like these 2 were probably in the rooms, and they had left after we heard.
Has the ceiling collapsed? Because technically it was the floor above that the explosion happened.
Actually, the ceiling is not collapsed.
Okay.
But as you get closer, though, you start to see some like hairline fractures in the walls and in the ceiling as well. Okay. But it has not collapsed or anything on you.
Do Pythagoras, can he do like a sort of a structural integrity analysis to see, if Wes running around here, do we have to be extra careful, or is it going to collapse on us? How risky is it?
Engineering check?
22.
It's looking dangerous. You would think that anything beyond the 5th floor might be too much for a full-size bot to handle.
I suggest that then maybe fewer of us come up here. Maybe just Carapace and I up to the 5th, and then I'll go up to the 6th and 7th.
Maybe some friends?
That would be fantastic. A couple of them. Because the more...
A Raptor and Pteranodon, maybe?
That'd be great. Pteranodon, especially because he doesn't...
touch the ground.
Which...
He might sit on your head, though.
That's fine. Although he's actually the same size as me, so...
When you guys were on the way up, did you clear the 2nd floor?
2nd floor? Oh yeah, we did pass that. No.
You guys should go check it.
Alright, I'll head down and check that out.
And I will grab the body that was on the 3rd floor and bring it out. I know it's dead. Doesn't mean we should just leave it there.
Hey, Ironhide, check out all the dead people we got.
Why are they missing Energon?
Because we have a cannibal in the party.
Must be the Decepticon guy. Don't trust them.
Pythagoras and... What are your companions' names?
Blazer. Phaser. Clazer.
Does it matter which is
It
which?
doesn't matter. Pteranodon and Raptor. What
Alright.
you got? I don't know yet.
Come on, guys. Let's go up and check the 5th floor.
Pythagoras, Pteranodon, and Raptor.
Is that a parrot or is that a dinosaur?
Yes. It's a Brontosaurus.
Roar.
All right, he'll be... Oh, he's armed, so just in case anyone tries to shoot at him.
Three of you head up to the 5th floor, and the rest of you are heading down to the 2nd floor?
Sweet Spot's going to bring the body from the 3rd floor completely down and out first, and then rejoin Spitfire?
Wild Strike.
Wild Strike? I was so close. Not even. I apologize.
You got the right number of syllables.
I will rejoin Wild Strike on the 2nd floor, ASAP, which you know, for me, is very SP.
Are you going to take the other 2 bodies as well, or...?
I am only one bot. Do I look like I'm built like him?
The Flash has to do all the medium lady because it's fast, you know? Like, do all the dishes, Flash, you know?
Yeah.
What dishes?
Wait, so Carapace is heading up with Pythagoras and Pteranodon Raptor?
I thought that was the idea.
Yeah, up to the 5th you can go, but you can't go any higher.
Yeah.
Who is first up? Is that Carapace?
Yes.
As you poke your head into the floor, you notice that the rooms along the outer wall are destroyed. There's a gaping hole in the wall where the explosion was. It looks like this building has stood up a little bit better than the other ones, whereas some of the other buildings during the explosions, their entire front facade was kind of blown away. It looks like this building, it was a bit stronger and it only blew away the wall on the 5th floor. So there is a gaping hole in the wall that you can see out of. But the entire building hadn't collapsed or anything. It's just the wall on the 5th floor that looks destroyed.
It wasn't that there were charges that didn't go off. Maybe something was supposed to blow up 3 and only 1 went off or something like that.
I'm sorry, you can make a perception check to see if it goes.
Terrible.
Stop asking questions.
I want better answers, that's all. Can your guys help with that? I gotta take a 10.
The rest of you can make perception checks as well. Anyone who is up there.
18.
Carapace, you don't notice much of anything. You don't see any bombs or any unexploded ordnance on there. Looks as fine as it can considering the wall is blown out.
Right.
Pythagoras, though, you're taking a look at the bottom corner on one of the rooms. You can kind of just see over some of the debris. You're kind of short. You're kind of surprised that Carapace didn't notice this. There's something unusual in the corner on there. And the rest of you all notice something else. As you turn around, you look at the wall behind you, and you notice something kind of drawn on the wall. Who wants to examine what first?
Does explosive runes exist in this world?
No.
Okay.
Unless you tape a grenade to a chalkboard, I suppose.
Right.
Pythagoras will look at the object in the corner first. Approach it cautiously.
And roll engineering.
27.
It looks like a bomb.
Alright, there's a bomb here, guys. Can I tell, what the possible yield would be, based on what I've seen so far?
You think that based on the explosions you've seen, if this thing goes off, the building's coming down.
It's on a load bearing. Alright, you guys might want to stay very still and move down the stairs.
Same
And
question.
exit the building slowly. There is an unexploded bomb here and a load-bearing member.
Can we just pick it up and move it?
Don't do that yet. I don't know what sets it off. It should have gone off already, so anything could potentially set it off. Pythagoras is going to look at it, see if he can get an idea visually.
Not from where you are, you would have to get...
Oh, well, he'll get closer. But he's not going to touch it. He's going to tiptoe over there.
What are Pteranodon and Raptor doing?
I guess they'll have them come back to me. 'Cause they can't really do much, I don't think, so.
What do you want to go up to floor 6 and 7?
For what?
See if there are bodies or something up there.
I think they should stable this bomb and went down the building first, that's my opinion.
Okay.
Not really worried about anything else. Dead bodies are dead bodies. Not gonna hurt anymore, right? So.
But there could be living bodies there.
He's scanned, right?
Well, they're not moving, but it does mean they're dead. You know, we've seen all the ones we said.
So
I mean,
there could be living people
that are completely unconscious and not moving. Transformers don't breathe, so if they're unconscious, they're pretty much inert.
Pteranodon and Raptor probably can't open doors and fly through walls, so I don't think they're any use.
I mean, it depends on if you want to leave. The Pteranodon might be useful in case the two of us need to get us away quickly out the hole.
Okay.
But it's all up to you because Pythagoras would rather the rest of you get the hell out of Dodge, and just so you're not
and I'm sure the
at
Raptor,
risk. So, but that's his opinion.
I'm sure the Raptor can open doors. It's not like he's actually a dinosaur. Like he can hey, put my bite and then I just spin my head around. Like, you know.
Is that legit? I mean, okay.
Little teeny hands.
I transform both of my little hands into one functional hand.
He's got a real hand on the end of his tail. That's kind of freaky, but whatever. Didn't notice that before.
So useful.
Yeah, we really needed to do that.
Walk away and just flick people off as he
The
goes.
third day he couldn't get into the bathroom at night, you know.
He evolved real quick. I guess Pteranodon can stay with him, and I guess Raptor can go up the stairs and start looking around. Quick as he can.
So Raptor's going to start heading upstairs to examine the 6th and 7th floors if there are any survivors up there. And Pythagoras is going to examine the bomb. In the meantime, back down on floor 2, Sweet Spot and Rex.
Rex is there?
Forgot about me already, a politician?
Yeah, with all his with all his characters, he can be on every floor.
So back on 2, Sweet Spot and Rex and Wild Strike are doing what?
Opening the doors, checking to see if there are any bodies.
You find 2 bodies, one in each of the main rooms, the ones that have windows facing the plaza.
Looking for any suspicious people
Suspicious people.
that aren't part of the group.
You see him here. Shoot him!
Trouble is, these guys probably have no idea whether they're alive or dead.
You examine the bodies as best you can, and it looks like they have the same injuries as the other bodies. They are not moving, and from what limited experience with medicine that you guys have, you think they are probably gone.
I kick one of them. Kink. Yep, he's a goner. Do they look like they have the same exact wounds? Like very precise assassinations?
Perception check.
I will. I did. It is a 16.
They do not look exactly the same.
Alrighty.
They want each other.
I'll take one out. I'll take one of the bodies out.
It doesn't fight back.
Nope, he's not. Wild Strike or Rex doing anything else?
Did Pythagoras tell us over the comms that there was a bomb?
Yes.
Okay. I will let you know that we found 2 more dead bots.
Leave me the energon.
We don't even know what that means. You do your voodoo on your own time.
I'll grab the other one and take it outside with Sweet there, the other body.
The less you guys could shake the building, the better.
Well, see, it's funny. You're kind of like a necromancer. I mean, energon is like our life energy. Like, you're pulling out, like, pieces of soul.
The interesting thing is it's a Transformer can be unconscious at 0 hit points and stable. And he can take some energon. It actually doesn't hurt them at all. It doesn't actually do any harm. And you can only do it once per person, ever. So.
Yeah, because they only have one soul.
Well, theoretically, someone who's unconscious could so they're all zombies after that? Unwittingly creating a horde of soulless Transformer zombies.
I'm glad you said that.
Hey, good news, everyone. I went on to the interwebs and sold my energon to someone to raise some money for the political campaign. Why would someone want to buy my energon?
Real question is, how'd you convince them that you had some?
Yeah, you're a politician. You have no soul.
Cut me deep there.
So Raptor is heading up to 6. He gets up there. I want you to make an acrobatics check because the floor above 5 is looking not too safe. You don't need to make one for Pteranodon because...
He's sitting on his head.
Oh, he's sitting on...
Acrobatics is
hopefully not, because he probably weighs more than me.
What's a 16 plus 3 for abilities? So 16.
You carefully make your way across the damaged floor. You do find one body. I don't think your raptor can tell how it died, but it can tell that it is
Didn't
scream! The bite test.
How'd that bite get there?
Pythagoras, though. Pythagoras heads over to the bomb in the corner. Make an acrobatics check.
18.
As you're moving across the floor, you do notice a section that seems weak, and you almost put your foot down on it, but then you realize, oh, you should not do that, and you carefully sidestep that section. You make your way over to the bomb, and you look at it. There's a timer on it.
Oh, that's a timer thing.
The timer says 5.
Let's see it counting down.
As you look, it changes to 4.
Aha.
What do you do?
I know what I would have done. In fact, I probably would have already done it.
Like, I would have oiled my pants.
3.
He's going to pick it up and truck it out the window, out the hole, up in the air, so hopefully that it will explode before it lands on someone.
I want you to make an acrobatics check.
Can't make a ranged attack.
No, because you're not actually trying to throw it to hit someone, you're throwing it...
Trying to throw it to not to hit someone.
You're trying to time it so that it blows up at its highest arc.
Yeah. I got 12 for acrobatics.
You're just going to toss it up. You just want to wait a second or so you toss it up at the right time. You see it count down. You realize that you only have seconds left to go before this thing blows up. Rush forward. Grab it. Right out to the big hole in the window. You think you're going to throw it out into the plaza, and you realize, no, there's still thousands of people there. Change direction. Throw it upwards. You nick it off the side of the debris. And it doesn't get the height you want as it's passing the 7th floor. Boom! It explodes. The building shakes. And above Raptor, he starts to see the floor start to collapse. And we'll see you next time.
From the secret files of Teletran 1. Empire of Rust was created, written, and GM'd by Michael Ordway. Headmaster Pythagoras and his partner, Magnum, are played by Matthew G. Sweet Spot, the ambassador of Velocitron, is played by Adam H.U. The Decepticon warrior, Wildstrike, is played by Mike M. And the Beast Warriors of Primitive Eucharis, Rex and Carapace, are played by Rob Muller and Patrick Finn. The Autobot supercomputer, Teletran 1, is supported by the humans of planet Earth by going to transmissionspodcast.com/rust. Stay up to date with all the latest news and reviews in the world of the Transformers by listening to Transmissions and Transmissions Alt Mode. Teletran 1, Shutdown Mode initiated.